Hello, you are watching Shalom World News. I'm Rory McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. Pope Francis extended his greetings to everyone in attendance after the Palm Sunday event in St. Peter's Square before leading the recitation of the Angelus. The Pope urged everyone to live Holy Week as devoted followers of God have taught us to do, which is to walk beside the Lord Jesus in love and in trust. The Pontiff also asked everyone to unite in prayers for peace, remembering Ukraine in particular. Meanwhile, the inmates of the Casal del Marmo juvenile jail outside Rome, where Pope Francis presided over an Easter Triduum service 15 days after his election in 2013, will join him for the Mass of the Lord's Supper on Holy Thursday. The celebration will not be open to the general public, but live streaming is planned. The Ukrainian government reported that at least 3 civilians were killed and 6 others injured on Palm Sunday when Russian forces shelled the town of Kostiantynivka. The destruction occurred as Ukrainian forces fought to fend off Russian forces in the eastern part of the country. Kostiantynivka, which had 70,000 people living there before the beginning of hostilities, is just 12.5 miles west of Bakhmut, the epicenter of fighting on the Eastern Front. Ukrainian soldiers have been attempting to resist Russian forces' attempts to seize the city for the past 8 months. Meanwhile, Russia has assumed the presidency of the United Nations Security Council, despite Ukraine's pleas to members to oppose the move. With Russia assuming the position on the 1st of April, Ukraine Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba called it the worst April Fool's joke. Pope Francis has appointed a nun as the new president of the Pontifical Academy of Social Sciences. The newly appointed president is Sister Helen Alford of the St. Catherine of Siena Dominican Sisters. She is currently serving as the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences of the Pontifical University of Santo Tomas de Aquino, known as the Angelicum, in Rome. She will now succeed economist Stefano Zamagni, who has held the position since March in 2019. Hailing from the United Kingdom, Sister Alford graduated in management engineering from the University of Cambridge, where she also earned a doctorate. She is an expert in business ethics and has taught several courses in economic ethics and the history of Christian thought in various universities. In the United States, a pro-life event at Virginia Commonwealth University was disrupted by alleged Antifa members. During the Saturday event, Antifa members and other protesters barged in, chanting obscene slogans and accusing pro-lifers of being fascists. The event was hosted by Students for Life and featured its president, Kristen Hawkins. Slamming the disruption of the event, Hawkins said since the reversal of Roe v. Wade, opponents had become completely unhinged. The disruption eventually led to the event being cancelled, with 2 arrests being made. Turning Point USA contributor Isabel Brown was also present for the event. She said several students were attacked by Antifa and far-left extremists. Both Brown and Hawkins deplored how such attacks on pro-lifers continue to happen in the country. In tornado-hit areas in the United States, Christian outfits including Samaritan's Purse and Convoy of Hope have dispatched relief teams to help survivors. On Friday and on Saturday, as many as 60 tornadoes left a trail of destruction, resulting in 26 casualties. There was widespread destruction from Wisconsin all the way to Delaware. Samaritan's Purse said it had sent staff members to the area and a disaster relief unit from their Southwest Ministry Center in Texas. The unit took with them one of their tractor trailers filled with vital supplies and equipment. Convoy of Hope also sent teams to several affected areas in Arkansas. Their team members are in the Little Rock area, and another team is providing assistance in Wynne, Arkansas. Lorries with food, water and relief measures have also been sent by the Christian outfit. The global pro-life prayer initiative 40 Days for Life came to a conclusion on Palm Sunday. The organisation behind the campaign has confirmed that during the 40-day period of prayer and fasting in front of abortion facilities around the world, as many as 285 babies were saved from abortion. Beginning in the United States in 2007, it now has a presence in thousands of cities spread across 63 countries. During the 40-day period, volunteers and pro-life activists prayed earnestly for an end to abortion. On Palm Sunday, Holy Masses were offered in several countries, marking the end of the spiritual initiative for protecting the unborn. Ever since the campaign began in 2007, more than 22,000 babies have been saved from abortion around the world, and 136 abortion clinics have been shut down. A federal judge in the US state of Tennessee temporarily blocked a law that would have banned drag shows from being performed in front of children. After hearing arguments from both sides, District Judge Thomas Parker imposed the temporary injunction against the first such statute in the nation last week. On Friday, hours before it was scheduled to go into effect on Saturday, the judge issued the injunction, citing that the state law was vague and overly broad. The bill banning drag shows in front of children was signed into law by Governor Bill Lee in February. The legislation intended to ban drag performances in public or in front of young people. However, an LGBTQ group sued the law, stating that it violated the First Amendment. In what is seen as a setback for pro-life supporters in the state of Colorado, lawmakers on Saturday passed 3 bills that give priority to abortion and gender-affirming care. The bills were passed after more than 29 hours of intense debate spanning 3 days. The Colorado House approved legislation that places intense curbs on the advertising of what it terms unproven scientific claims of crisis pregnancy centres, codifies protection for abortion providers and gender-affirming care, and provides insurance coverage to abortion. This is seen as the latest effort by Democrats to expand abortion access in the state after the Supreme Court repealed Roe v. Wade last year. Now, the 3 bills will move to the desk of Governor Jared Polis. On the 31st of March, the Portuguese Parliament approved a new version of a law that seeks to permit euthanasia. The law was altered after the Constitutional Court rejected it for a second time on the 30th of January. It will now proceed to the office of President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, a practicing Catholic, who may opt for promulgation or refer it to the Constitutional Court once again or veto it. Over the past 5 years, the euthanasia law was discussed and it had a parliamentary lead. During this period, it underwent 4 final approvals, 3 rejections by the President and 2 rejections in the court. The bill was supported by most lawmakers of the PS party, Iniciativa Liberal, Bloco de Esquerda and PAN political outfits. The changes mandate that euthanasia can be performed only if assisted suicide is not possible because of the patient's incapacity. In commemoration of the 18th anniversary of the death of Pope St. John Paul II and to defend the legacy of his 26 years as Pope, hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets of Poland on Palm Sunday. The events included masses, vigils and a large commemorative march in Warsaw. There was also a rally in the city of Krakow, where the Polish Pope served as Archbishop until October in 1978. The rallies to honour the late Pope come after the publication of a contentious book, Maxima Culpa, accusing Pope St. John Paul II of covering up clerical sex abuses while serving as the Archbishop of Krakow. The book created a furore among Catholics in the country. The events were organised to demonstrate the immense gratitude and respect the Polish population feels for the sainted Pope. A prominent Pakistani rights outfit has found that 171 people were charged under the country's infamous blasphemy law in 2022. The Centre for Social Justice's Human Rights Observer 2023 fact sheet shows that 65% of such cases were reported in the Punjab province and 19% in Sindh. Among those arrested, 88 were Muslims, with 75 belonging to the Ahmadiyya sect, which is considered heretical by Sunni Muslims. 4 Christians and 2 Hindus are also among the accused. In 2022, as many as 81 Hindus, 42 Christians and 1 Sikh girl were forcibly converted. Among them, 23% were below 14 years of age, while 36% were between 14 and 18. The fact sheet reports that there were 4 extrajudicial killings in 2022. From 1987 until that year, as many as 88 people were victims of extrajudicial killings in Pakistan. The small Coptic Catholic community in Egypt is celebrating the election of 2 new bishops. The Synod of Bishops of the Coptic Catholic Patriarchate of Alexandria named Father Thomas Essam William Bolos Faragala and Father Ayub Mata Usama Shafiq Aknouk as new bishops of Al-Qushya and Asyut respectively. The bishop-elect of Qushya is currently serving in the Eparchy of Asyut and is also in charge of the cathedral. Ordained in 1995, he served in several Egyptian parishes and was in Paris for a year as well. Apart from his mother tongue of Arabic, the bishop-elect is fluent in English, Italian and French. Father Aknuk was ordained in 2002 and served in his home country before being sent to Australia to serve the Coptic Catholic community in Melbourne and in Sydney. At present, he is serving as the director of the Eparchy of Asyut's Office of Human Development. As well as Arabic, he also speaks English and French. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow for more. And do remember, you can always visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.